Welcome to yet another edition of the Stats and Stacks podcast, where today we're going over UFC Fight Night Lewis versus Teixeira. First things first, make sure you smash that like button. Give a follow over on Twitter, over on Instagram, over on TikTok, wherever there's social media. There's the Stats and Stacks podcast. Again, my apologies for the video quality. There's a lot of technical issues. Computers not working, having to be in different locations each week. It's just a lot of stuff going on, but I will continue to do my due diligence and get that content pumped out no matter what, whatever the circumstance. I'll make sure we get something out there. Otherwise, there's not really anything to recap. There was no UFC action last week. There was some PFL action and PFL Mania, whatever, PFL Europe. Did well on that considering all you do is bet the favorites in PFL and you should come out profitable. Yeah, I think almost every single favorite won both of those events. There were like 30 fights and there were only like two dogs I hit. So yeah, it's pretty easy. Just bet the favorites, go about your day. Both the locks hit 2 weeks ago with the last UFC pay-per-view. And that's what pushes us over to a winning night. So let's continue our winning ways here with UFC Tennessee. Initially, I thought this was a pretty bad card, but when you really dive into it, do fight tape and tape study. It's actually kind of fun. It's a fun little offering that they have here. So, 12 fights so far, nothing canceled yet, knock on wood. So let's just hope that everything goes through and we have a fun time and make some money. Very first fight of the night, we have Fatima Klein at minus 1200. That is not a typo. It is women's strawweight, and it is minus 1200. Going up against Super Mel, Melissa Martinez at plus 750. Over under set at 2.5. Over 2.5 minus 145. Under 2.5 at plus 115. Might as well start with the biggest favorite on the card and Fatima Klein. She's damn good. She's really good. Her record is 7-1. Her one loss coming to Jasmine Jasdavicius, up a weight class on a week's notice. So no fault there. She came back down to her normal weight class and beat the absolute dog shit out of Victoria Dudakova. Klein is only 24 years old. She has world-class jiu-jitsu. She is known as the main training partner of Erin Blanchfield and fights just like her. She has good wrestling. She has great jiu-jitsu. She has okay striking. She's literally just a younger, smaller version of Erin Blanchfield. She's a little lower volume. I'm not a fan of that, but she does have pretty good cardio. And she's freakishly strong for the weight class. She's just a little bull out there. 50% takedown defense isn't the greatest number, but that number is a little skewed. Again, she was fighting Jazz up a weight class, who's the biggest 125 pounder, and she took it on short notice up a weight class. So I give her a little slack. And then Dudakova was hitting some like head and arm lucky stuff that wasn't really working. They counted them as takedowns, but she would just take her back and beat the hell out of her. So I don't know if you want to constitute that as a takedown or not. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, Klein is the real deal. She has future champion potential. She is that damn good. She's only 24. She's going to get better and better and better every time out. Is the minus 1200 warranted? Yeah, I think Melissa Martinez is trash, to be honest with you. I think her brother is pretty good. David Martinez is in the UFC now. He's pretty good. She is not. She's 27. She has good striking. That's it. Her level of competition's really bad. Even in the UFC, her only win is against Alice Ardeline, then that's not a good win. And that was a very close fight. It could have gone either way. Her loss was to Elise Reed, and the biggest problem I have with that loss is that Elise Reed outgrappled her. She took her down 3 times, and that's very concerning. Because Elise Reed is known as the worst wrestler in the weight class, and she outgrappled Martinez. Martinez is rocking a 25% takedown defense. She's been rocked multiple times. I believe Elise Reed dropped her real badly in that fight as well. She's hittable when she is on the feet. She got outstruck by Ardeline, even though she won the fight somehow. And she's just very physically weak. She's just not one of these rough individual. She wants to outclass you. She's a karate striker, and she just wants to essentially point fight. That's all she wants to do. She doesn't want to get down and dirty. She just wants to point fight you, get her hand raised. No one's hurt at all, but she landed the better strikes and gets her paycheck. That's all she wants. Klein is a little bulldog who is very physically strong, has good wrestling, good jiu-jitsu. It is literally Martinez kryptonite in Klein. The only way Martinez can win this fight is by clipping Klein, and Martinez doesn't have any power. She's kind of physically weak. So I literally cannot find a way where Martinez win this fight. Minus 1200's insane. You can't bet that. Um, is it right? Yeah. Yeah. She could be even an even bigger favorite at this point, to be honest with you. But I'm going to stare at that over under. Fatima does have three decision wins, but she has ruthless ground and pound. Like she is mean when she's on top, and she is going to have no trouble getting Martinez down to the ground. And the under 2.5 being plus money, and dropping. I bet it at plus 130 yesterday. Right now it's at plus 115. So if you want in, I'd jump on it right away, because this might kick off as a pick 'em or maybe even be chalk. She's going to have 2.5 minutes to get Martinez out of there. And with the way she utilizes ground and pound, I think it's a high probability. So the pick is going to be Fatima Klein. The bet's going to be the under 2.5. Next fight of the night, we have Beast Boy Mike Davis at minus 1,000 going up against Mitch Ramirez at plus 650. Over under set at 2.5. Over 2.5 plus 140. Under 2.5 minus 180. Let's start with Mike Davis. He's damn good. Should he be minus 1,000 over anyone? No, probably not. But is he have the talent to be minus 1,000 over some individuals? Yeah, I mean, he's 32 years old. He has good striking. He has good wrestling. He's a BJJ black belt. He has really good jujitsu. He has good cardio. He's fought a pretty decent level of competition. The dude's the complete package. You can't out wrestle him. You can't outstrike him. You can't out grapple him. Like he is good everywhere. The problem with Mike Davis is the fact that he's a little unpredictable in regards to his body. He had recently come out and said he has Lyme disease, so Jim Miller style, and his body gives up on him. That all the talent in the world, the dude is talented as shit, like top 10 level talent. The kid is good, but if his disease kicks in and you could just poke him the wrong way, and all of a sudden his body just gives up on him, and that's what's scary. We had Paintgate his last fight out against Faraz Zion, and if someone has Lyme disease and then they're training and warming up in a room filled with paint where people are like passing out, I can only imagine how bad he felt. And he said he went out there and hurt his leg also in the first round. And then we saw him starting to pull guard and do things to get the fight to the ground because he couldn't physically wrestle because he didn't have a leg. Why? He didn't take a leg kick. His body gave up on him. So you have the most talented guy in the world with an untrustworthy body. It's a very complex thing. He'd go out there and he could beat anyone. I love him at dog money, especially. Minus 1,000 is frightening. Like he has to be able to beat you with no legs or one arm tied behind his back for him to be minus 1,000. Can he do that to Mitch Ramirez? Possibly. Mitch Ramirez is one of the worst fighters on the roster. God bless him. I believe he's from New York, so he should technically be one of my boys, me being from New York as well. Is he from New York? Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, born Utah. Okay, he ain't from New York. So yeah, Ramirez is trash. He has okay striking. His wrestling on paper is okay. His jiu-jitsu's not very good. His volume's not very good. He's extremely hittable. His wins are trash. What I will say is that his losses aren't bad. He lost to Carlos Prates, taking the fight on short notice on Contender Series at 170. That's not a bad loss. Thiago Moises is fringe like top 20. So that's kind of an acceptable loss, and he took that fight on short notice. So, I mean, losing to those two on short notice is acceptable. But his wins are against guys that are 5-0, and when you really go into this guy that was 5-0 when he beat him, he's now 7-4. Like he's not good. It was a very skewed 5-0. and that kid is starting to get exposed there. You look at his other wins, and he's fighting guys that are 3-5, 0-0, 4-5, 3-1, 0-0. Like these aren't the greatest wins out there. So he beats the scrubs. He loses to the good guys. Um, and Mike Davis is a damn good fighter. He should go out there and kill Ramirez. Davis is the better striker. Davis is the better wrestler. Davis is the way better jiu-jitsu practitioner. Davis has the better cardio, but Davis has a body that gives up on him. Ramirez has heart. I'll give him that. He's not a good fighter, but he's physically rough and he tries very, very, very hard. He's just not good. Beast Boy is the most athletic specimen out there, but his body gives up on him. So which one do you bet? People that are taking the shot on Ramirez, I totally get it. Hopefully, Mike's body gives up and Ramirez is able to at least try hard enough to get the W. I totally get it. Am I going to get there? No. Do I like the over under? Yeah. I don't know why the overs plus money. Mike Davis isn't finishing a lot of people. He goes to decision a lot. And even when his body gives up on him, he generally still goes to decision anyway. Um, Mitch is the one with the finishing upside. So I'll trust that Mike is able to survive and that Mitch is tough enough to survive. And I'll take that over at plus money. So the pick is gonna be Mike Davis, but I can't bet it at minus 1,000. I'm gonna go ahead and take a shot on the over 2.5 at plus 140. Next fight of the night, we have Kennedy Njoku at minus 205 going up against Walter Walker at plus 170. Over under set at 2.5. Over 2.5 minus 105. Under 2.5 minus 125. This fight's fucking weird. I don't know what to do with this. Kennedy should win. Kennedy's better everywhere. Kennedy is 33 years old. He has a 4.5 inch reach advantage. He has a good level of competition. He has good striking. He has a sneaky good ground game. His wrestling offensively, not great. Defensively, rocking at 81% takedown defense, which is a good number. Um, he throws a pretty decent high volume. His cardio is pretty good. Um, Everything about him's pretty good. He just has a few issues. First and foremost, he's not a heavyweight. He is a 205 pounder who decided it's just too much for me to cut down to 205 now at later age. And I am doing my body a disservice because he's getting chinny. He's very chinny. He's been knocked out multiple times, and he's attributing that to cutting too much weight. I could see it, but he's just like, even at heavyweight, he's walking around or fighting at like 240-ish. He's just a small heavyweight. He's a huge light heavyweight. He's a small heavyweight, is what it comes down to. He chose to go up, and thus far, you would say it looks great. He's going out there and getting finishes in his last two fights at heavyweight. But he fought Lucas Bresky and Chris Barnett. Like, he hasn't fought any good heavyweights, and let's be real. Chris Barnett's a 170 pounder that refuses to diet and is fighting at heavyweight. And Lucas Bresky could also make 205. So he fought two guys that also are not heavyweights and are at the bottom of the barrel in the UFC. So I think Kennedy is good. I I just have concerns about heavyweight. Is the chin issue because of his age? Is it because of his just durability in general, or was it because of the weight cut? I don't know. Um, More water in the brain should help his chin, but the guys at heavyweight hit a lot harder. So those chin issues might become worse when he fights a real heavyweight. Walter Walker is a little bit of a tweener himself. He's also someone that could probably make 205 if he wanted to. He's walking around at like 245 fighting. So, um, it is what it is. He is Johnny Walker's little brother, but he is the complete opposite. Johnny Walker is a striker. This guy is a grappler through and through. He's 27 years old. He has good wrestling. His jiu-jitsu is okay. But his volume, to say it's low is an understatement. The dude doesn't throw at all. He is a god-awful striker. Terrible striker. So he doesn't even try. He doesn't even throw strikes. He has one head kick that he likes to throw. And then he just shoots takedown after takedown after takedown. He's extremely hittable on the feet. And with all that wrestling, he does gas out. He doesn't have the best cardio in the world. He had some wins late in fights before on the regional scene, but his nickname is the Clean Monster. And Johnny Walker in the UFC is a lot, or sorry, Walter Walker in the UFC is a lot different than the Walter Walker that I was seeing on the regional scene. Clean Monster might be a little play on what he was actually doing. Let's just say there's been a body transformation for the worse. His cardio has taken a dump for the worse. His level of competition is not great at all. And when he gets hit, really, really, really bad optics. He's one of these guys that back up and cover up, and you can tell he does not like to get hit, and he lets the judges know that. Yeah, I just don't really like Walter Walker that much. I'll pick him against the right guy. If someone has no takedown defense whatsoever, he's always live. I bet him against Junior Tafa. I bet him against Lucas Bruschi, and he got screwed there. Um, I bet him against Dontal Mays. Here against Kennedy, Kennedy has 80% takedown defense. He knows what a sprawl is. So Walter might be in some trouble. I also, you'll see Kennedy, most of his submissions are guillotines and Darce chokes. He has really good front chokes, and Walter just shoots with his head, just tries to barrel through you. I could see him getting tired and getting caught. So I don't think Kennedy's just going to knock out Walter, but I think he can make him tired enough to where he shoots a sloppy takedown and Kennedy takes his neck home. And I think it's Kennedy all day as long as he doesn't get chinned, but Walter doesn't know how to strike. So I feel safer with Kennedy. The pick is going to be Kennedy Nchukwu. The bet's going to be Kennedy Nchukwu. And I'm going to take a stab at the Kennedy by sub. I'm not sure what that is, but I'm sure it's a juicy number. And if it's over plus 800, I'm going to take a stab at it. It might end up being the glory play, or I have some other crazy plays I might do. Next fight of the night. Speaking of crazy plays, Lauren Murphy plus 440 going up against Eduardo Mara at minus 600. Over under set at 2.5. Over 2.5 minus 330. Under 2.5 plus 240. Let's start with Lauren Murphy. Lauren Murphy is 42 years old. She's technically 41, but she turns 42 in a few weeks, so she is 42 years old. She'll have a 2-inch reach advantage. She has good striking. She'll have a decent size striking advantage here. She's fought a good level of competition, has fought for the title at one point. All that's good. 70% takedown defense. It's gotten much better throughout the years. It's progressed, and she has decent takedown defense now. Her jiu-jitsu has gotten much better from when she started. When she was on The Ultimate Fighter, I think she was just training at a gym. Like she wasn't, she only had like 1 or 2 pro fights. Now she's a full-fledged mixed martial artist. The problem is she's had a whole career. She's 42 years old. We have not seen her in over 2 years. I don't know if it was an injury or what was going on. The last time we saw her, she was slow, stiff, rigid, and looked absolutely terrible against Jessica Andrade. Just father time doing their thing. Um, she'll mix in a takedown here or there. And she predicates herself on just being physically stronger than you. In women's MMA, if you are a physically strong girl, you automatically have an advantage. It's kind of like heavyweight and if you can wrestle, you have an advantage. It's like a cheat code. Physicality is what it is for women's MMA, and that was Lauren's MO. Problem is, she's 42 years old. It is not the game it used to be, and a lot of these girls are getting just as strong as her now, and that's going to be a little bit of an issue. She also has a lot of very, very close fights. When you look at her record, there's a ton of split decisions happening here. A lot of decisions in general, honestly. Um, but split against JoJo Calderwood. She had a split against Andrea Lee. She had a split against Barb Harnchuk. Like she loves fighting everyone extremely close. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. I think she's good, but I think the time has passed her by. She also mentioned that this is her retirement fight. You never bet on retiring fighters, ever. Unless I've noticed something. When you're looking at never bet retiring fighters, yeah, Daniel Cormier was fighting for a world title. Like, if you're one of these Chris Lytles, I'm thinking of the people that won their retirement fights. I'm looking at a Chris Lytle. I'm looking at a Robbie Lawler. They didn't go out there and fight Stipe Miocic. Jose Aldo just lost his last fight to fucking TriStar, not Farazium. Oh my God. Um, the guy from TriStar, the little brother. Amen, it's a hobby. Uh, that guy's ranked in the top 10. Like these guys that are going out there and trying to beat ranked guys with their last fight, it ain't working out. Nico Price is trash. Robbie Lawler shows the right guy. Chris Lytle, I forgot who he fought, but he was trash. He did it on a fight night. This is the right thing to do. She's fighting Eduardo Mora. Like this isn't some sort of killer here, and she's not someone that I can trust at all. So I'm looking Lauren Murphy's way. I have a little side eye thinking about it at these odds at plus 440. Just for the one time for the culture. I don't know if I can trust Mora at minus 600. Mora is a very good jiu-jitsu practitioner. She's a pretty good wrestler. That's where the story ends. Her striking's not good at all. She's low volume. She has zero cardio whatsoever. She gasses out after about a round and a half. She has nothing left to give. She herself has called herself female Gelatin Almeida. They train at the same camp, they fight the exact same way, and there's a ceiling there. They're both good at what they do against the right people. If she can't take down Lauren Murphy, who has improved takedown defense, she's in trouble. She can't strike with Lauren Murphy. Now, Lauren's old and rigid and very, very slow now. So the right thing to do is to stay away from this fight. Mora also is someone that perpetually misses weight at 115. She is a size bully, but her last fight was at 125 and she looked great. She looked much, much better. She was able to fight a complete 2 rounds at 125. So I do like Mora more at this weight class. I'd rather her have an extra round of cardio and be a little more durable than have more size. But Lauren Murphy, so goddamn physical. Mora is a size bully. Now she is forced to go up a weight class against one of the strongest girls in the weight class. She's just old as dirt. I don't know. The right thing to do is to pick Mora. Mora should just take her down and dismantle her. She should be able to at least keep pace on the feet now that Lauren's so slow. But if Lauren turns back the clock just the smallest of margins, she will kill Mora. So for that reason, at plus 440, I'm willing to take the risk. The pick is going to be Mora, but I'll end up with money for the last time on Lauren Lucky Murphy at plus 440. The number's wrong. The number's way off. Next fight of the night is another one I'm really struggling with. We have Jake Matthews at plus 125 going up against Chidi and Jakwani at minus 150. Over under set at 1.5. Over 1.5 minus 300. Under 1.5 plus 220. Let's start with Jake Matthews. He's good, man. He's not great. He's not bad. He's good. He is 30 years old. He has good jiu-jitsu. He is pretty good wrestling. He is okay striking. He's fought a good level of competition. He has good cardio. He has okay volume. He has decent fight IQ. Like he does everything well. He's just not good. He's not great anywhere. He's just okay everywhere. He's a generalist, essentially. He's a generalist who's fought a good level of competition. That's exactly what he is. He's a barometer test. If you want to know if someone's actually good, give them Jake Matthews. Michael Morales got Jake Matthews. That was a test. Like, if you want to see if someone's good enough and give them a next step, there's a little Jake Matthews gatekeeper range. Andre Fiallo got exposed. Sean Brady, give him Jake Matthews. Like, there's just a barometer test there. Phil Rowe is another example. Prado, like, there's just he's all over the place. You fight Michael Morales, you fight Sean Brady, who are a top 5 in welterweight, but you're also fighting Phil Rowe and Francisco Prado. They are literally using Jake Matthews to see how good you are. He's a good fighter. He's going to beat you if you're not supposed to be in the UFC. If you're supposed to be in the top 15, you're going to beat him. What is Chidi and Jakwani is what this comes down to. He's a goddamn middleweight. That's what he is. This fight is taking place at 170. Chidi missed weight his last fight because he shouldn't be at 170. You'll hear people talk about it. His voice is insane. It sounds like he's been smoking cigs since it sounds like he's been smoking dirt since he was 3 years old. That's not from smoking. He doesn't smoke. He said that his throat, something went weird on one of his weight cuts, cutting down to 170 because it's such a hard weight cut for him, and that he almost died and his voice changed forever. He said he would never cut down to 170 again. And here he is, third fight in a row, fourth fight in a row, trying to cut down to 170 again at 36 years old. I don't know what's going on here. Even look at him in this picture. This dude looks huge. This is at 185. You imagine taking 15 pounds off of this. I have no idea how he makes the weight class. He has good striking. He has good power. His giant ass has a 7-inch reach advantage. Sneaky good jujitsu. He is a BJJ black belt. He used to have bad jujitsu, worked really diligently on it, and now he is a black belt. His wrestling's not the greatest. His cardio's not the greatest. He can go 2 rounds. He slows down considerably in round three. But defensively, 75% takedown defense. He throws decent volume. Like he's a really good fighter. I just have no idea what version you're going to get because he's in the wrong weight class. He's not a welterweight. He's too big. He's going to hurt himself doing this, especially the older he gets. And now he's 36 years old doing it. So, first and foremost, watch the weigh ins to see if this fight even takes place. If it does, I was thinking Chidi is a very live dog. I went and I checked the odds, and he's the favorite, slight favorite. And that is probably right. It's just weird. I don't like it. I don't like this at all. Jake is generally durable, but he has an issue with the clinch. Chidi is an absolute killer in the clinch. A lot of Chidi's losses are because he's getting out grappled, and Jake is a better BJJ black belt down there. So they're both kind of each other's kryptonite, but they're both usually kind of durable. I don't want any part of this fight. This is probably one of the most 50-50 fights on the entire card. And for that, I would like to say it's dog or pass, but I'm going to do something weird and listen to my gut. My gut is screaming the favorite. So I'm just going to trust it. So the pick is going to be Cheaty. The bet is going to be Cheaty at minus 150, but that's subject to change. That is definitely subject to change. Yeah. Okay. Next fight of the night is another kind of close one, in all honesty, because these guys are the same thing. Chris Curtis, minus 310, going up against Matt Griffin at plus 250. Over under set at 2.5. Over 2.5, minus 280. Under 2.5 at plus 210. There's a lot of fights where people are all over the place in regards to weight classes. This is another one. We have Klein, who fought at strawweight in her debut, at flyweight in her debut, and now is at strawweight. We have Mitch Ramirez, who fought at 170 in Contender Series, but is at 155 for this fight. The next fight, we have Kennedy, who fought 205 his whole career and now is at heavyweight. We had Eduardo Mora in 2 fights ago that fought at 115 her whole career, now at 125. Chidi, who fought at 185 for a long time, now at 170. And we're continuing the trend every single fight. Chris Curtis is a 170-pound fighter. He said himself, I am a 170-pound fighter. I am just older. I don't have a lot of fights left. So I'm going to fight up a weight class at 185 so I can accept fights on short notice. He was honest. He was honest. He was fighting up a weight class so that he could fight more and make a lot more money in a quick amount of time. Well, he has apparently made enough because my guy's dropping back down to his an appropriate weight class at 170. I like it and I hate it at the same time because he's doing it at 37 years old. It's a little late to be doing it, but this is where he should be. He has good striking. He has really good takedown defense, 82% takedown defense to be exact. He has really good cardio. He has sneaky power on him, and he's predominantly a counter striker, but he throws volume. He does not want to go first, but he will if he is forced to. And he's probably going to be in this matchup. His jiu-jitsu is all right. It's not great. It's very solid defensively. He's on a really good level of competition. And again, he's just a counter striker that you can't take down. And you're forced to stand and bang, and he will rib roast you, or counter you. That's what he loves to do. He likes to attack the body if he's going on the offense, and on the defense, he's headhunting by counter striking. That's all he does. On the other side, we have Max Griffin, who is a counter striker. This fight could be the most boring fight on the card because they just stare at each other. They both fight the same way. Neither one of them want to go first. And Max Griffin, I made fun of Chris Curtis being 37. Max Griffin is 39 years old. He has good striking. He has decent takedown defense at 70% takedown defense. His level of competition's okay. I would say Chris Curtis's is better. He's a little more hittable than Chris Curtis as well. Um, He'll sprinkle in a takedown here and there, but I don't think he can take down Chris Curtis. His cardio's okay. But again, he's just the exact same thing as Chris Curtis, only he gets hit a little more. This is probably going to go to decision. There's probably going to be a lot of staring at each other and talking back and forth, saying, "You go, no, you go," because they both want to do the same thing in Counter-Strike. And I think we're just going to watch that time tick, tick, tick away. I do think Chris throws more volume. I do think Chris hits a little harder. And I think he takes the shots a little better. So for that reason, I'll go ahead and I'll pick Chris Curtis. In regards to a bet, Chris Curtis is minus 310. Just taking the over 2.5 as they stare at each other is better odds at minus 280. So that's the way I'm taking it. The pick is Chris Curtis. The bet is going to be the over 2.5. And that takes us to the main card. Somehow, this next fight is on a main card of a fight night. Junior motherfucking Tafa, minus 165. Yeah, he's a favorite. Is going against Tuco Tokos at plus 140. Over under set at 1.5. Over 1.5 plus 105. Under 1.5 minus 135. Let's start with Junior Tafa, not Justin Tafa. There's two Tafa bros. He is 6-3. I don't know. You know what? Everyone says they don't know why he's in the UFC. Same thing with Justin. Justin was 3-0 when he made it into the UFC. We know damn well why these Tafa bros are in the UFC because they are trained and they are the proteges of Mark Hunt. Mark Hunt was suing the UFC. Mark Hunt was about to win that lawsuit. And all of a sudden, his proteges are in the UFC when they shouldn't be. That is the UFC giving Mark Hunt a pat on the back, saying, "Hey, our bad for making you fight a juiced up Brock Lesnar. We will let your favorite fighters into the UFC and give them money." Literally is what's happening. That's how they both got in here. Should they be here? No, they're not very good. Again, he's 28 years old. He has really good striking. He has decent power. That's kind of where it stops. He can't wrestle to save his life. Doesn't know how to spell jujitsu. His cardio's okay, but he can slow down a smidge. His volume's pretty decent. But yeah, if you can't wrestle and you can't grapple, why are you in the UFC? He should just continue to do glory kickboxing, but he wanted to make more money. You don't make a lot of money kickboxing. That's why Izzy and Pereira and all of them are in the UFC now. It's not because they love to wrestle. It's because it's more money. So the Taffer Bros are here to make money. He's out here for a good time, not a long time. He just wants to stand and bang and put your lights out. But he's not very good. He is a puncher's chance in every single fight. He should never be a favorite unless he's fighting Tuco Tokos. Tokos is that fucking bad. Tokos is 35 years old. He's not a young prospect. He has good jujitsu per Brendan Allen. Brendan Allen keeps telling the world that Tukos is good on the ground. Problem is, Tukos can't wrestle. He has bad striking. He is extremely chinny. He backs up and has bad optics as well. Whenever you hit him, he just shells up and runs away and hides against the cage, and the ref is like looking at him if he should stop the fight. If a foreign reach advantage, that's good. But he slows down. So you have one guy that's a really good striker with power, but he can't wrestle or grapple. You have another guy that's a good grappler, but he can't wrestle to get it down to the ground and he can't strike. And if you hit him, he goes out. And we were talking about all the people in the wrong weight class. The trend continues. Junior Tafa is making his light heavyweight debut. He claims that part of the reason that he was having issues with the wrestling is because he was too small. And you know what? I agree. He should be 205 pounds. He looks phenomenal in the pictures on Instagram. He should have been here the whole time. I think this is going to be a good weight class for him. I think he should be able to stuff the takedowns a little easier, and he should probably spark Tuco Tokos. Should he ever be trusted? Fuck no. I don't think Toph was a good fighter. However, I think Tokos is that bad. Tokos is bad. So for that reason, the pick is going to be Junior Tafa. The bet's probably going to be Junior Tafa. I'm just going to go Tafa and call it a day. Next fight of the night. Get this shit. Another weight class change. Vitor Petrino, the perennial 205 pounder, is moving up to heavyweight. He is a minus 700 favorite going up against Austin Lane at plus 500. Over under set at 1.5. Over 1.5 plus 135. Under 1.5 minus 175. Let's start with Vitor Petrino. I think he's overrated. I bet against him in his last two fights, and it worked out. He lost his last two fights because he's very predictable. He has good striking, but it's very low volume. He hits extremely hard, but he's a little chinny himself. He is a good wrestler because of how physically gifted he is as an athlete. But he puts himself in tricky situations and can get reversed easily. So there's a lot of give and take with Petrino. He's only 27 years old, which is super young for a heavyweight. He's not good, but he's such an athletic freak that if he fine tunes some things, I think he's here too soon. That's what it comes down to. He's been in the UFC for like 3 years now. He was like 24 when he got here. He was here too soon. He can develop. He can become a thing. I'm not going to sit here and say he's bad. I'm just going to say he wasn't ready. Is the move to heavyweight and a little time off going to help? The time off will help. I don't know how he's going to look at heavyweight. I'm very concerned about this. I have no idea. The only comforting thing for Petrino is that he's fighting Austin Lane, who might be the worst heavyweight on the roster. Austin Lane is 37 years old. He has a 2.5 inch reach advantage, and that's about it for the good for him. His striking's not very good. He hits decently hard, but he has the worst chin in the heavyweight division. Yeah, I think he has the worst chin in the heavyweight division. He has 6 losses. All 6 are by KO. I mean, he got knocked out by Greg Hardy. That's concerning. His jiu-jitsu's trash. He could not tap out Robles to Spain. That's sad. His wrestling is not good. He just is athletic, and he'll run and football tackle you, but he doesn't know what to do with it. He has decent grounded pound, but he doesn't have any jiu-jitsu whatsoever. He's very low volume, so that's good for Petrino, who doesn't throw, because Austin Lane throws even less. Austin Lane's not good. He should not be in the UFC. I don't know why he's here. I think he's here to make other people look good, actually. Greg Hardy, they wanted, made him look good by losing. Rubelas to Spain was supposed to knock him out real quickly. It didn't work out, but that's what he was here for. Fighting Justin Tafa and fighting it was Pinto his last fight. Is he's here to build other people up. Jonata Denise. He's fighting all the guys that are getting knockouts, and they know because he has a bad chin. And they're trying. Austin Lane is here for highlight reels for other people. That's what he's here for. Petrino is not the greatest, but one thing he does do is hit hard. He's going up a weight class. Is his power going to translate? Believe me, Austin Lane will let us know. So the pick is going to be Petrino. Do I want to bet him at minus 700? No. Do I want to play with this over under? Not really, because Petrino is so low paced and low volume, and so is Austin Lane. Well, Austin Lane never goes over. If anything, it's the under because he just comes in crazy and he gets chin checked. Oh God, it's probably the under. What I'll probably end up doing is taking the under 2.5, eating whatever that chalk is and parlaying it with stuff because this thing ain't going 3 rounds. So, um, the pick is going to be Petrino. I'm going to take the alt line under 2.5 at whatever those odds are and eat the chalk. Next fight of the night, we have the only person from Tennessee on the entire card. We have Nate the Train. Woo, woo, Land Weir at plus 220. Going up against the last pirate, Morgan Charrier at minus 270. Over 2.5, minus 165. Under 2.5, plus 130. Let's start with the Train, baby. The Train is going to have the crowd hot. He's going to have a 3-inch reach advantage. He has good striking. He has underrated jiu-jitsu. He has solid wrestling, 74% takedown defense. He's fought a pretty decent level of competition. He has great cardio. He has a ton of volume. All of this is great for the Train. So you're saying, why is he plus 220? Well, the Train is 37 years old. This is not only a weird weight class card. This is the first one where they both fight the normal weight class, so that's nice. It's also an old man's card. There's a lot of old people. Lauren Murphy. We'll talk about Wonder Boy and Derek Lewis, Nate the Train. Like everyone's in their 40s or late 30s. It's weird. And they're all the dogs, which is interesting. Um, he's 37. And he is starting to get a little chinny with age. We saw him get knocked out in his last fight against Dong Hu Choi. We saw him get dropped by Jamal Emmers before having a comeback and winning. We saw him get dropped multiple times by Dan Ige. We saw him get dropped by David Onama before coming back and winning. We saw him get dropped against Ludovic Klein before coming back and winning. We saw him get dropped and knocked out by Juicy J Arosa. Yeah, we saw him get knocked out by Herbert Burns. Yeah, this guy's chin, it used to be unbreakable. Like you could do nothing to this guy. And Herbert broke it back in 2020, and it's been getting progressively worse. And he's getting dropped in every single one of his fights. Some of them he comes back and win, and that's very impressive. I kind of compare it to like for MMA nerds, or MMA nerds. Wow, we're all MMA nerds. For anime nerds, like Dragon Ball Z, when a Saiyan gets hurt and then they just automatically like double their power when they come back afterwards. Like it's kind of the same thing. You knock Nate Landwehr down, and it's like he takes a sensu bean and now he's 2 times stronger and he's coming back after you with his Saiyan bride. He's fucking crazy. He's nuts. He doesn't know what to do but march forward. Again, he knows how to fight, but he doesn't know how to do a game plan. He just wants to come in and scrap, baby. And he's coming forward and he's pressuring you and he's letting you hit him so that he can get a few on you and ultimately try to break you. It's a strategy that has worked a lot, but it's starting to not be as effective with his chin now that he's 37 years old. Because now he's getting dropped multiple times. Now he's getting actually put out instead of just dropped. So it's a little concerning fighting that way. As long as you don't have someone that's a really good counter striker that can put your lights out, Nate can break you. He's fighting Morgan Charrier, who is a very good counter striker with good cardio. Morgan Charrier was made in a lab to beat Nate Landwehr. Morgan Charrier is damn good. He is 29 years old. He has good, so he's in his prime. He has good striking. He has good jujitsu. He has good wrestling. He has 83% takedown defense. His volume's okay. He has good cardio. Everything is good about this guy, but he is so unpredictable. He is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. He comes out here and his record is 20 and 11 and 1. And when you watch him, you would think it's 20 and 0. And then all of a sudden, one random round, he just fights everyone close. He has something in his mind where it just has to. He's kind of like the Chiefs of last year, where he just, no matter whether they're playing someone in last place or they're playing the first place team, they're going to play you close. And that's what Morgan does. And I don't understand it. If Morgan fought Volk for the world title, I bet it's a close fight. And if he fought Zucchini again, I bet it's a close fight. I don't know what's wrong with him. He's just got to make it close for some strange reason, and he loses a lot of these fucking split decisions. Jesus Christ! When you look at his record, I mean, he got killed by Nathaniel Wood, which is weird. He smashed Gabriel Miranda, which he should. He lost a split decision to Chepe Mariscal. I thought he won that fight. I had money on Chepe, and I was happy to get the win. But I thought Morgan won, but the way he fights, he lost a split decision. He knocked out Zucchini in his debut. But he fought Paul Hughes, this is very good. Majority decision. He has a win right after that, split decision. His loss to Jordan Vucenic, who's decent, split decision. Like, how many split win against Lewis Monarch? Split decision. Lost to Beck. Majority decision. He had a split draw. This dude loves split and majority decisions. Like it's his MO. He loves them. All these losses, split decision. Good Lord. Like out of his 11 losses, I think like 7 of them are split or majority. It's bad. Like he fights everyone close. He should just knock out Nate the Train. The only correlation I can get to his good and bad performances, dude's from France. He's an absolute killer in France. The 2 fights he had outside of France in the UFC, he lost. So I don't know if it's a travel thing. Maybe that's part of the issue. I don't know. They're traveling to Tennessee to Nate's hometown. If this is a close split, if this is a close decision and Nate goes the whole 15, it's probably going to be a split decision, and I don't know which way it's going. So I talked about having another crazy play. I might take Nate by split, to be honest with you. I'm gonna pick Morgan Charrier to win. He should win this fight. He just finds ways to lose. So I don't feel comfortable with it. Nate is probably the right bet. It's crazy to say that. So the pick is going to be Morgan Charrier. The bet, I'll have to have money on Nate the Train. And I'm probably going to ultimately bet Nate the Train by split decision and hope that the crowd pushes him over. Next fight of the night, we have Calvin Kattar at plus 100, went up against Steve Garcia at minus 120. Over under set at 2.5. Over, sorry, 1.5. Over 1.5 minus 150. Under 1.5 plus 120. This is another changing of weight classes because Steve Garcia, you don't know what you're getting. Let's start with my boy Steve. Steve originally fought at 135. I don't know how. This fight is at 145. You've seen him miss weight for 145 multiple times. Was forced to go up to 155 a few times. This fight's taking place at 145. I like 155 better for Steve, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. Steve is 33 years old. He has good striking, and he has Francis Ngannou power in a 145-pound body. If the dude touches you, you go out. Period. For the love of God, his last few wins, Kyle Nelson has never been knocked out until he fought Steve Garcia. Sung Woo Choi, knockout. Malcos Acosta, knockout. Cheyenne Nguyen Beckoff, knockout. Chase Hooper's never been knocked out until he fought Steve Garcia. Knockout. Charles Ontiveros, knockout. Chepe fucking Mariscal, knockout. Desmond Torres, knockout. Andrew Whitney, knockout. His last decision was in 2018. 2018 is the last time he went to decision. We're into 2025. The dude has not seen the judge's scorecard in a win for 7 years. And the problem is, in between all of those knockout wins, there was a knockout loss. And I've seen my boy Steve dropped a lot. So he is the definition of a glass cannon. It's just his cannon is huge, man. He comes out here, and if he touches you, you go out. But if you touch him, he might go out. His cardio's okay. His wrestling's okay. His volume's really high because he fights like a fucking madman. But you also have to see it if he makes weight. He misses weight at 145 a lot. I like him better at 155. It is what it is. Steve Garcia, whatever fight he's fighting, just bet the under. It's the easiest way to bet Steve Garcia. On the other side, we have Calvin Kattar. He's not necessarily a power puncher, but he doesn't punch light. He punches hard enough to get Steve Garcia out of there. And this line is because of recency bias. Calvin's 37 years old, and he's lost a lot of fights recently. But there's a lot of weird asterisks. He lost a fight to Max Holloway. He just got killed. Beat Giga. Lost a split to Josh Emmett, where I thought he won. I think he got a little robbed. He lost to Arnold Allen because he tore his ACL in the first round. Aljamain Sterling, he came back after that torn ACL too early. He just wanted to be on UFC 300. He got out grappled by a former champion. It is what it is. And then Yusuf Zalal did Yusuf Zalal things, and he jabbed him and ran away the whole time. And Calvin on that bad wheel just couldn't catch him. Just could not find him anywhere. So, yeah, he's lost 4 in a row, but Yusuf Zalal's a top 5 guy. Aljamain Sterling's a former champion. Arnold Allen, he tore his ACL. And Josh Emmett, he got robbed. So he's really, in all honesty, you could say he's 2-2. You could say he's 1-3. He ain't 0-4. I'll tell you that. And look at the guys he's fighting, though. Steve Garcia's fighting Chase Hooper and Melky. Calvin Kattar is fighting Max Holloway and Yusuf and Aljo. Like, there's a difference in competition here. But Calvin Kattar is 37 years old now. So he has good striking. He has 80% takedown defense. He has really good cardio. And his claim to fame is his durability. And that's the immovable force meeting the unstoppable object. Because Steve, if he touches you, you go out. Calvin has never been dropped in his MMA career. Something's got to break. Something has got to break here. Is it Calvin Kattar's chin at 37, or is it Steve Garcia finally not putting someone out and then him getting cracked? I could see either way, which is why we're not going to play with this. We're not going to play with fire, and we're going to take the under 1.5. It's a Steve Garcia fight, and you have under 1.5 at plus money. Just auto bet it. Same with Terrence McKinney. Under whenever Terrence is fighting, the under 1.5. That's all you do. Easy. You don't even have to fight tape. Just choose under 1.5. Steve Garcia, the exact same way. So the pick is going to be Calvin Kattar. I do think he's the better fighter, but I love Steve fight. Steve's my boy, and I've been betting his under for years, and it's never let me down. So why stop now? Pick is Calvin. Bet's going to be the under 1.5. Next fight of the night is the co-main event of the evening. We have Wonderboy Thompson at plus 320 going up against Gabriel Bonfim at minus 410. Over 2.5, minus 105. Under 2.5, minus 125. Let's start with Wonderboy and keep up this old man theme. He is 42 years old. He'll have a 2.5 inch reach advantage. He is really good striking. He has decent sneaky power. Level of competition's phenomenal. 63% takedown defense. His takedown defense is actually getting a little worse the older he gets. His cardio is still good though. His chin is getting worse. Yeah, it was never good. You just can never hit this guy. That's the thing. It's not that he's 42, he has no chin. Even when Pettis hit him when he wasn't in his 40s, when he fought Woodley back to back, he got dropped in those fights. It's just you can't touch this guy. He's the best karate striker we've ever seen in MMA. Well, him and MVP, they're hand in hand. Um, and MVP might be a little chinny as well. You just can't hit these guys. These karate style guys, if they're that good, you can't touch them. So you don't have to worry about your chin. He's so fucking hard to hit. He'll have the crowd behind him. And I am so sorry. In the last fight, Calvin Kattar trains a lot in Tennessee, so he's the only other one that the crowd is going to be really, really hot for. Wonder Boy is an NMF, the nicest motherfucker. And he's just a crowd favorite, and he will have the crowd behind him. You're going to hear the USA chants. He's good. He's damn good. And he's not really skipping a beat. He was up 2 rounds against Joaquin Buckley before he got caught and put out. The problem is the older he gets, the easier it is to catch him. Can Bonfim catch him? That's what it comes down to. Or can Bonfim take him down and submit him? And the answer is probably yes, especially the grappling portion. Bonfim is world class on the ground. He has really, really, really good jiu-jitsu. Might be the best jiu-jitsu practitioner that Wonder Boy has ever faced. But his wrestling's not that great. It's all right, but it ain't that good. And his striking, he hits really, really hard. But he seems to struggle at distance. He needs to get close. He needs to clinch you. He needs to just go full Brazilian berserker on you in regards to his striking. If you want to just point strike out there, he can't do it. He can't point fight. He's a very, very bad point fighter. He's a very, very bad distance striker. So all Wonder Boy wants to do is point strike, run away, and possibly put you out because he hits decently hard, but strike at a distance. A Bonfim wants to do is put hands on Thompson. He's 27, got world-class jiu-jitsu, good wrestling, okay schedule, good power. But he does also have bad cardio. He will slow down in his fight considerably. So these guys are polar opposite. If Thompson can keep him away, Thompson wins, even at 42 years old. If Bonfim can fucking grab Thompson, it's game over. He might knock him out, or he might just drag him to the ground. And if this thing hits the ground, Thompson's in serious trouble. So either way, I kind of like the violence with the under, but that plus 320 is too much for me. You never bet anyone over 40 years old unless you have a damn good reason. That's what my boy Clint told me. I think plus 320 is a damn good reason, especially someone that was just beating Buckley just a few months ago before he got caught. If Buckley doesn't catch him, Buckley loses. He's more explosive. Buckley's more explosive than Gabriel. I don't know if Gabriel can catch him. I really don't. They're gonna have a big cage. It's a fight night. So for that reason, the big cage, the pick is gonna be Wonder Boy at plus 320. The bet's gonna be Wonder Boy. And that takes us to the main event of the evening. If you haven't already, what the fuck are you doing? Hit that like button. Give a follow over on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Show some support, build this thing, and keep making money with us. We have old man Derek Lewis at plus 220 going up against Taliesin Teixeira at minus 270. Over 1.5 plus 180. Sorry, over 1.5 plus 180, under 1.5 minus 240. Let's just start on the left side with old man Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis is 40 years old. He'll have the crowd behind him for sure. He has good striking. He has the most knockouts in UFC history. So to say he has power is an understatement. His cardio's sneaky. It's all right. He can go like 4 rounds. He has a great level of competition, a little lower volume, but when you hit that hard, you don't have to throw a ton. 52% takedown defense, but he has a decent get up game. His jiu-jitsu's trash. but he doesn't try. He just tries to get up. And as crazy as it is to say, he has been sprinkling in takedowns here and there. He took down Tuivasa twice. He took down Rogerio Nascimento. Yeah, man, he's sneaky, sneaky good on the in regards to the wrestling, like inside trip takedowns. Like it's weird to watch, but the dude's athletic as shit. But when he's not goofing around with takedowns, if he touches you, you go out. We talked about Steve Garcia's power. Nothing equates to Derek Lewis' power. He touches you, you go out. Can't Teixeira not get touched? I don't know. He's 25 years old, which is like the youngest heavyweight I've ever seen. He's 8-0. He has a ton of power himself, and has never made it out of the first round. He finishes everyone, and he finishes everyone really, really, really early. He has good striking. Apparently, he has a good ground game, but he never wrestles, so we never see it. He's gonna have a 4-inch reach advantage. Um, what I don't like is one, his level of competition's not high. I mean, his best win is Justin Tafa, and that's not saying much. And he had to low blow him to do it. Um, he's a BJJ black belt, but we have no idea if he can wrestle. And the biggest concern I have, I cannot get it out of my mind, is his striking defense. His striking, oops, something happened. His striking defense is not good at all. Like at all. It's actually very, very concerning, his level of striking defense. So, in all honesty, as the computer's going absolutely crazy, let's just go ahead and finish it out and say I'm going to pick Derek Lewis. I'm going to bet Derek Lewis. And I'm having a little bit of Shamil Gaziev vibes where he was beating scrubs. He got a real competition, and it didn't go too hot. And I think that's going to happen again. I'm going to trust old man Derek at plus money, is what you always do. Pick us Derek, bets Derek, and that's UFC Tennessee. It's a fun card. It's actually a really fun card. Starts at 6, and let's make some money, baby. Let's get after it.